So that's why I thought, well, I'll go ahead and beat them. But
Test, 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 test.
test, 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 test.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm beating her. You're gonna have to pick up all that mess.
Are you number 4? Hello? Say hello.
Hello.
Okay, good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Medicare Space Live Show. My name is Victoria Cabrera, and I'm a little rusty.
Were we here last week?
No, right? We haven't been here last week.
For 2 weeks, I think.
For 2 weeks? It's
Really?
already been, no, we were here the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
No, we were. We missed, it was every other week that we missed.
Why were
Anyway,
we
good
here
morning,
last
everybody. Thank you so much for joining in to the Medicare Space Live Show. My name is Victoria Cabrera, and stop doing
Hopefully we
that.
don't get
I'm
any-
sorry.
Okay, hopefully we don't get any
Talk about AMSR.
hopefully we don't get
I
any
didn't even-
bots on today's episode.
I know, that's so weird.
I didn't
Getting all
even
those
think
bots.
about that.
Mm. Thank you. And who do we have here next to us, to the right of us here?
Sylvia Toscano. Good morning, San Antonio. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Okay, that could have been a little
bread.
bit better. Let's try that again. Seriously, from the top.
From the top, Sylvia.
Good morning, San Antonio. How's everybody doing today?
Okay. that's a
I
little
have
bit
the
better.
dog
A
here.
little
That's
bit
why
better.
my arms are going all over the place.
That's so funny. And who do we have next to
A-Rod back in the house.
A-Rod back in the house?
Sassy and a little badassy.
Well, I'm so glad that we're back. I know that we've been kind of in and out. It's coming up to our busy season, and so it's a little hard to sometimes stay consistent. But we need to, because we notice that when we're not consistent, our viewership goes down quite
We're
a bit
too busy
because
trying to keep up with Desiree.
the what's up, Joshua Lopez in the house. Why does it not show that I'm getting viewers? That's weird. So oh my god.
What
Guys.
happened?
Okay.
Oh wow, that was we thought we had a fire alarm going off. It looks a little smoky now that I think about it.
Oh, God.
We had a smoke alarm going off. You guys,
Go look
Go
outside.
look outside, Des.
Yeah.
we might have to vacate the building because we had a smoke alarm going off
Wonder
right
what
now.
happened.
I don't know. That was kind of scary. Did you guys hear
I know,
that?
now it
Really
is
loud.
foggy.
Ow.
Right?
Oh my
Is
god.
it us? Is it me?
No, it's not.
Let me clean my glasses off really quick.
I don't have mine, so I thought I
Isn't that
smelled
so funny what your
something.
mind will do to
Yes,
you?
of course.
Yes, it's kind of like, remember when you were in elementary and they would come check your head for, did they do that at every
For
school or
lice,
just
yes,
the poor
and then-
schools?
Why
you
would
would
they
be
do
like-
that?
Because they want to make sure you don't spread lice to all the other kids.
So when they would say, they would announce,
Lice day?
okay, everybody, the nurse is going to be coming in checking for lice. And I don't know, all of a sudden my hair just starts
You'd be
itching.
like,
Like,
Yes.
oh my
please don't.
God, I got
hope I
lice.
I hope I don't have any lice.
Oh, I hope I'm not that one.
Yeah. Oh.
So what's everybody up to this week? How's everything going? Are you getting prepared for the end? I know you've been pretty busy, right?
Yeah,
Man,
just calling people.
I'm getting Stevie Nicks vibes right here. This is,
Uh-huh.
if we go to the Stevie Nicks concert, you should wear this
I love
outfit
Stevie
right here.
Nicks. I
Me
saw
too.
her in Austin. Oh my God, about 20 years ago.
What's your favorite song?
I love them all.
And here I go again.
You say you want your freedom.
Go ahead, know that song.
The one I like is the one with her and Tom Petty. It was like gosh, what's it
That's
called?
the one. It's always something when it's raining. Is it that
No, it's another one. I forget what it's called.
one?
Not the
Does she sing that
chain.
song?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm really bad with names of songs, but if you play a song, I'll know it. And
Me
I'm
too.
like, oh yeah, I know that song.
So I shouldn't invite you guys if we get
Like trivia.
if we get like if I'm on The Millionaire.
No,
do you
don't
call
call me.
Don't phone a friend.
Don't
Don't
call
phone a
me.
friend if I need to know exactly what the song is. Where are my music like people that know everything about music?
You know what I am? I love music and I know lots of genres of music, but you know what I'm really, really good at?
What's that?
Movies, like voices. So like if I'm watching a cartoon or animated movie, I can tell you what actor it is on the voice.
Okay, let me do
Oh,
it. Ready?
okay.
Close your eyes. What's that? Wait, no.
Like we were watching
let's see.
Monster something, and I was like, I know that voice. It was Liam Neeson, and sure enough, it was.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
Like,
Good,
I'm
good
really good.
morning. Good morning, Priscilla.
What I don't like is people that, or I have a friend, we used to call him David with the leg. And every time we were in the car and the song came out, he would ask me. that's what I nickname. I have nicknames for
Wait a
people.
minute, me and Adriana's head's in the gutter. I don't know. Are you your head? in the
I'm
gutter?
thinking the same thing.
Yes, you're
Okay.
wrong. he had his leg. He was injured in Vietnam,
Oh,
so he
okay,
lived.
okay.
So behind his back, I would call him David with the leg because I knew 3 Davids. So when I would talk about him, we know who it was. Anyway, every time we're in the
Did you get a lot
car,
of dates when you went to
actually he
Houston?
did. Yeah. Because they all have the dirty mind like you.
Wow.
But every time we're in the car, he would ask me, "Who's that? Who's that singing?" And it would infuriate me because I don't know names. I barely remember yours. And he
Yeah,
would
that's
want me
true.
to know all these names, and then he would grill me over and over. And then I'd turn off the radio
The
because I'd
radio.
get mad.
I like our letter cards now that you had them up. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Priscilla. Good morning, whoever is watching here with us today
Good
on
morning.
Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Where else is this stream? Twitter. It streams in quite a bit of places, but be sure you to put your comments in the section. It helps the Facebook algorithm. And I am going to start punishing Sylvia every time
You
she
should
leaves
make
her phone
sing.
on.
You should make her sing.
I'm gonna make you sing. Good morning, Miss Angela
And
Silva.
it's not
who's
gonna
that
be-
singer.
It's not going to be a song that you liked. It's going to be a song that we pick.
Yeah, we're gonna make you sing a song next time your phone
Or
starts
you're going to
ringing.
have to pick up the phone and talk to whoever it is you're talking to.
No, that was an alarm
Oh.
at 10 o'clock.
What's at 10 o'clock?
Us.
The Medicare Space Live
Medicare
Show.
Space Live Show. Just
So-
in case I forgot.
So make sure, guys, that you put your questions in the comments. We talk a little bit of insurance, a lot of everything else, but mostly. So we started this show specifically for Medicare recipients, and then it turned out we get a lot of other viewership, younger. It doesn't matter who y'all are, and we also get a lot of agents. So we talk a little bit about everything, and what we notice is when we talk about just insurance in general, people get educated. Like I know we had an agent that was messaging us on YouTube saying that he has been binge watching our videos. I'm like,
Oh,
well, I hope
wow.
you actually
Nice.
learned something because we just chit chat and laugh a lot.
That's fun. We have
So-
we have a fan. I love
That's
it.
good.
So that being said, I had put out to the agents because I really want to get some of the agents on the show, whether it's on because it's, they always hear from us, but I want to hear from other agents because other agents have experiences out in the field and they have front knowledge of what's going on in the homes, what the seniors are dealing with. And Mila's over there trying to get more food from
She's already
Adriana.
done eating it.
Oh, she. So we definitely want to. We're going to start spotlighting some of our agents here on the show, so that way they can bring the knowledge to us and see what they're dealing with in their local markets, see what the seniors are facing in their local markets, or people in general in insurance. Like I know Angela's tuning in; she does group insurance down in Corpus. So if you're an employer or have a small business, you can reach out to her. AR Insurance in Corpus Christi. And then we also have other agents there that do health insurance. So it's just getting to know the market and also allowing our audience to learn like what's going on in the insurance world, because there's a lot of changes coming up.
Yeah.
Not just in Medicare, but also in the health insurance marketplace. And so there's always changes, but we try to make it fun. We try to make it kind of interesting. That's why we laugh and chit chat a lot. And Sylvia sings. So what are you going to sing for us right now, Sylvia?
Oh, no, I can't
She's gonna sing
sing.
that Stevie Nicks song.
I don't
she was
even
singing.
sing in the shower.
The dogs are like,
The dogs are.
I remember when I
know.
used to sing when I was a kid. My sister used to be like, "Shut up, shut up."
Yeah, I have a
I would just
terrible
sing
voice.
louder.
Really?
Yeah, I love singing. I've always loved singing.
Yeah, me
Doesn't mean I'm
too.
good at it, but I mean, I have a little bit of a voice. You know,
I always
Let's
put,
see, let's see.
I
Let's
don't
see.
Come
know.
on,
I don't
one
have
song.
No, I don't know.
I'm good.
I'm good at rapping. I'm a
Oh,
rapper.
okay.
Oh yeah, I can.
Do a rap.
When I was in high school, I could like do a little freestyle
Let's
sometimes,
see.
but you'd have to get me. Well, no, I mean, I was not drinking in high school.
There's no underage stuff going
There
on.
was no underage drinking in high school. Good morning, Facebook user. I don't know who it is that says Facebook user.
I know my daughter will say, she'll go back and reminisce about how high school and a party. She go, oh yeah, we were drinking, and she'll look at me. She's like, I mean, they were drinking. I wasn't drinking. I'm like, you liar. No, you were. You're in high school.
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start putting the link to join in the comments, and I'm going to see whoever wants to join in here. I want to see if this works. I'm going to put it in the comments, and I'm going to allow you to join. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to send you the deal, and whoever wants to join in, that's me, MWW. I don't know what MWW is because you have to allow StreamYard to look at the comment. So what I'm going to put in I'm going to try something new. I'm going to actually put the link to the stream in the comments, and I want you to click it, and I'm going to see who comes in.
Shameless plug.
Anyway, guys, all right.
What the heck
That was such a fakey laugh.
That's what you call a courtesy laugh.
Yeah.
By the way.
That's Victoria. I know. So we got Facebook user. Oh, Medicare Wonder Woman. Duh. Is it Medicare Wonder Woman? I can't see.
Wonder Woman.
Because you know what? Facebook user did not allow StreamYard to see our things in the comments. So unless you allow, I cannot see you.
Sorry.
Anyway, so what's going on this week, guys? What is going on with y'all? What? Sylvia gets mad. Sylvia gets so mad. Okay, so guys, I'm sorry. I do have a bit of an attention problem. Okay, I'm
does.
very.
I don't get mad. I never get mad.
I have a bit
When
of.
have you ever seen me mad?
Never.
She gets it.
Never.
She gets annoyed. She gets mad.
Yeah.
She gets irritated, but she doesn't get mad.
But not with Victoria. With everybody else.
With everybody else,
With Victoria,
yeah.
I never get mad.
No,
I don't
you
think I've
said
ever seen
that
one.
you didn't know what MWW was. Oh, Medicare Wonder Woman. Duh.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Are you gonna do that every time you
she says yes? Every time I hear the name Wonder Woman, I always say that. Wonder Woman.
Why?
I don't know. Since I was a child.
That's how you know that's the old school Medicare
Yes.
Wonder Woman. Wait, no.
We love you, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Today is nonsense, guys. It's a bunch of nonsense because I have a problem paying attention. And
You know what? When I was to bring it back to insurance. Bring it back. We've gone like this. Bring it back. But it's not really like insurance. I was thinking about it. I was driving to work. I was driving really fast, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I think for myself at least, I think y'all probably think the same thing. I would love to make insurance like fun.
We got Desiree on the stream.
There we go.
Can y'all hear me?
Come in.
Q and Desiree,
Can you hear
fun
me?
and appealing to people, and to make it exciting, because I yet to find somebody who makes insurance fun and exciting, like to where like it's a whole world thing, right? Where like people, you know how they make certain things cool where everybody wants in on it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what about insurance? It's so important, right? So just like making it fun and exciting and just super like sexy and like appealing and like
Carmenza's on.
fun.
Can Carmen?
I always used to think insurance was boring.
Yeah, me too. I think it always sounds
Insurance is fun.
So Desiree wants to say something.
Okay,
Y'all
good,
can't
good.
hear.
Hi,
y'all
guys.
speak?
Good morning. Oh, we have another fire drill.
Desiree, go out there and see what's going on.
Anyways,
Please.
nothing's going on out there.
Okay, hold
I
on.
already checked.
You gotta.
Oh my God, Amelia,
What happened? You scared me.
Go ahead,
So-
Desiree.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Desiree. I'm here in the office, same as them, but I'm at my desk.
I can't take it.
They were just talking about how insurance is boring, but insurance is not boring. It's fun. There's a big misconception that we're boring, but I think it's one of the funnest industries that you can be in, especially if you're an outside agent. Or for Adriana, she thinks it's fun being in the office. It's just everyone's different preferences. Personally, I like doing events. I like going out in the communities. That's what's fun to me, meeting a lot of new people and a lot of connections. So it's always fun. We do a lot of fun things and constantly hosting events as far as like bingos and tea parties, coffees. So
You
it's a
know what?
job that you just
You know, it's
interact with
funny.
people.
It's funny that you say that because I was talking to Zach about that yesterday. I said I have no desire to do any of that. I think for me, well, I am very honest because I was out in the public. I managed for a very, very long time, 10 years in the public. I did a lot of events. I did a lot of social media things and interviews on TV. But for me, I'm at the point where I want to be like at the board meetings with the big dogs. And I want to be like I want to be with the movers and the shakers. And not that you all are not the movers
Yeah.
and the shakers, but I want to be like, that's why for me, like being here with Victoria and being a good support system to her
Mhm.
is so important to me because I feel like that's where I'm at right now.
Yes,
I really, really
Yeah.
want to be making those. Like I strive to be like, let's be on the board of directors of like some carrier.
One day maybe I'll aspire to do that. I think if I did that now, I'd fall asleep.
So so Desiree, tell the young people of, because Desiree's actually at her desk, right? As you can see, tell the young people of America and tell the people listening, and also agents, any new agents or even clients that are listening, what is one thing or two things that, well, one, talk to the agent first if there's anybody in the, not even the insurance industry, just in work in general. What are things that somebody can do to like get over the fear? Like what is something that they can do to get over fear, or to get busy? What's something that they can do?
So you're never gonna get over your fear if you don't just do it. You have to do it. And being okay with being told no, but not like being told no. So I don't like being told no. I hate being told no. I was like that since I was a little girl, but I'm okay with being told no. So if someone tells me no, then it gets me a little angry. So it makes me motivated to go get another opportunity or make someone say yes to me. But at the same time, I'm not going to throw a fit if someone tells me no, and it's not going to curl up in a ball and discourage me. So I think that everyone should just do it. Just go out there, schedule the events however you would like. For me, I usually call first. I don't like to go in person, waste people's time because they don't have time for that, and neither do I. But
Mhm.
that's just a good tip, as well as getting busy. There's tons of events and tons of connections that you can make as far as like resource fairs or farmers market. Those are better for kind of like resourcing and finding that network for yourself. But then going actually into like housing or maybe senior centers, somewhere
Mhm.
like that is better for actually acquiring leads or clients. So both are good. You need both. You can't have all of just getting leads without your network, and you can't just have your network without getting leads at the same
Mhm.
time.
Yes. And
Yes.
how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay,
And how
so
old were you when you got licensed?
I was, oh,
Damn. Hey,
I think it,
you're so hot. You're so hot. You're setting up
I'm,
to go.
yeah.
no.
Woo,
Like
she's
setting.
I had just had my 19th birthday when I got licensed, and then,
Okay.
but I started working here when I was 18. So
Yeah.
I was doing
And
insurance. I mean, something in the insurance business since I was 18, and then 19, it was when I got my license.
now you've come from other, and you don't have to say who, what, where, when. I just want to.
Yeah.
Is it important to have supporting, atmosphere around you?
I was just about to say, ask her that.
Yes, it is. So
Mhm.
I can't, yeah. So it's very important to be in a good mindset and just have someone to support you. But you also need to be able to be strong-minded on your own and carry yourself and not also depend on other people at the same time. But the people around you affect you, and just being able to focus is going to be a really big thing, especially when you're going to take the big test. That's a big thing. If you're not in the right state of mind, it's going to be really hard for you to focus and study.
Mm-hmm.
She says that about the mind, and I was just thinking about that. I have my best thoughts early in the morning when I'm working out, and this has been on my mind, but it goes with what we're talking about. I had run into a man when I worked at the gym, and he had a stroke, and he made a comment about how our body will give up before our mind does, right? And so I was thinking to myself, right, on that same train of thought, I was going, that's true. Like, that's why it's so important that you keep your mind strong and good and in the right mindset, because when you are tired, when you do feel like giving up, again, your body will give up before your mind does. So if you tell yourself to keep going, to keep pushing, to get through it, you're going to get through it. And so if your mind is not in the right mindset, you're not taking in the right information, you're not hanging out with the right people, you're not taking care of yourself mentally. Zach put out a really good newsletter this month about mental health. And I'm no mental health expert. I don't claim to be. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But whatever that is for you is making sure you're taking care of yourself. We've talked about it before, going on walks, reading a book, talking to people. If you don't have your mind right, anything that you run into is going to be like detrimental, and you're not going to be able to overcome it. It's going to almost paralyze you. And like Desiree said, I tell my kids this: fear, don't let it paralyze you. Let it propel you. Let it push you forward and let it motivate you.
Say that again.
So let the fear propel you to move forward. Don't let it paralyze you. There was somebody who I talked to or listened to. I think it was Brene Brown, and she says it amazingly. She's like, you should invite fear to go with you. Let it ride with you. Let it go with you in the front seat in the car. She says it as a metaphor, and she's like, let it ride with you and embrace it. And don't let it just paralyze you.
My grandfather used to say, fear gives you courage. He would say that it was in Spanish, it was a saying. And when I opened up my deli, I was worried, the money, everything.
Yeah.
I had rented it and I wanted to get it done in a month. And so he was in the back of my mind all the time about his saying about fear gives you courage. And it was that fear that gave me the courage to, I'm going to do this. And I'm gonna find the resources. I'm gonna find everything. And from the time I rented the space, a month later I was opened.
But also, I think about too, because we've been going through. There's a lot of things happening right now with everything, and I thought to myself, and I'm glad I'm saying this to everybody, is that you go through these really difficult times where they feel like they're forever, but you have to remember, like, those moments prepare you for the next difficult moment in your life. So if you keep that in mind, so like the next time you go through something that's a lot harder and a lot more difficult, you think back to that moment and go, that moment prepared me for this very moment that I'm going through.
Yeah. That's good stuff, guys. Because, go ahead, Desiree.
I think just also going along with fear, just having confidence and making people believe in you, because not everyone's going to believe in you from the start. And I didn't even mention this to Victoria and Adriana, but I did a presentation last week at a plumbing company. And of course, the owner was there. And so I did my presentation. It was my second one on my own, but I did fairly well. I would say I did pretty well. Everyone told me I did really good. Well, I found out that the owner said after, to my dad, because he works there, he was like, I actually wasn't expecting that. She was so young. I thought she was going to come in and be nervous. And I thought it was just going to be practice for her. And that was nothing that I was expecting. So I made him believe in me. And at first I was like, oh, how dare he judge me before because of my age. But then I had to come to the terms that people are going to do that because I'm young and I'm a young girl. It's not like I look old.
I'm going to stop you right there, because I don't think you have to make other people believe in you. I think because you believe in yourself, other people can sense that.
So let me interrupt here, because I want Desiree, let me ask. So going back to the confidence, how do you find confidence? Because people are like, well, yeah, it's easy to say confidence, Desiree. You're so young and pretty, and like, I'm just, how do you find confidence? Like I know that's a hard thing, right? How do you find confidence?
I think I know this sounds repetitive, but you have to do it, because I'm not confident every time. And I don't practice before, so I'm not a person that's going to go practice and practice and practice, because then I'm going to psych myself out and think too much about it. But the more you do it, the more you're going to be confident. The more you have those opening lines, they'll be the same for every presentation. So it really you won't fear that. The hardest part of a presentation is the first few lines of just getting started. And then after that, you're going to be okay. And that's what Zach had told me. He does a lot of presentations. So that's what I'm learning now. But now that I've done I've done about 3 presentations now where I've gone up and spoke in front of a group. on 3 different scales, so like a really large group, a medium group, and then a small group, I think now I would be okay doing it a little bit more. Not a professional, but I'm more confident in doing that. So practicing going
Mhm.
in front of people is the only way you're going to do it. Even if I practice in front of Victoria, Adriana, and Sylvia, we always say that whenever I get there, it's going to go out the window. So
Mhm.
your nerves are too high for you just to practice in front of your coworkers and think I'm okay. You need to just get out there in front of people you don't know and just do it, and then you'll be better. It'll,
And
it'll get better.
you know what's good about that is that the funny thing is everybody's worst fear, even the best speakers, is personal speaking. Like it's
Yeah.
public speaking. Public
Mhm.
speaking is one of the worst fears. I
Yeah.
bet you I could talk to people that are making millions of dollars. I have friends that are like doing well in this industry or even just in general, and they're making the multi-millions, right? And if I go up to them and say, hey, would you be willing to public speak, they'd probably be like, oh, screw that, I don't want to do that, because that's how scary it is.
Mhm.
But what Desiree, the reason I asked her, because I knew there's really, it's not a very hard question, is how do you get the confidence, is you just do it. You just make the phone call, you just get in front of people, you go to that home appointment, you if you're not in the insurance industry or in business, or and you wanted to do something, maybe you wanted to sit down with a family member and make amends or something, and you got the fear like, oh my god, what are they going to think of me, just do it. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? You know, you're not going to die. I mean, unless you got some crazy family members, but you're not going to die, you know?
I
So,
always tell my kids the worst thing that somebody can tell you is no.
Yeah.
And what is that going to do for you? The worst thing that somebody can tell you is no, and that's it.
mhm.
So
And then you move on.
and then you move on to the next.
And don't try to make everything perfect. Like, it's funny because people, when I do my social media, I don't even have makeup on sometimes. Like, I have my glasses, I probably have smudges on my glasses, my hair's not fit right now, like I'm not
Yeah.
cleaned up. I mean, I'm clean. I'm
Me
just
either.
No, I promise.
but I'm not, in
Well,
the
I think people like authenticity. At least for myself, I love authenticity, which is on. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't care much for social media these days. I try my best to stay off of Instagram because it's people trying to put out this image of like perfection and all these things. And for myself, it's really refreshing when I see a mother on there who posed her kitchen dirty, her house is a mess, because that's the reality of the world. Like, your house is not sparkling clean. It's not a museum. Your hair doesn't always look that great. You got stuff in your teeth half the time, and you're running late. And for me, at least, authenticity is what's important, and I think that's what people prefer versus you like putting on a tons of makeup and making your hair all pretty and being like, oh, look, this is me every day. No, it's not. Stop lying. I did my makeup in the car, and I had breakfast on my way down here, and I got my clothes dirty. That's a reality. And I think that's what's important.
Then I'm so let me see here. I'm getting
authentic.
She's like, I am so natural.
Yes. Go
I want
ahead,
to say
Sylvia.
how proud we are because she's so young. And I've seen so many other, at my age, I've seen a lot of children, depending on their parents and expecting a handout from everyone. And she is just, I mean, you have no idea how proud we all are.
Sylvia's
of
gonna
Desiree.
cry.
I'm going to start
I
crying.
know.
She's my little girl.
Yeah, Sylvia's like my
She got her
second mom.
license. She's on her own. She's independent. She's learning. She'll make mistakes as she go along, and from those mistakes, she will learn to be a better agent, a better person, and a better agent to everybody else.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think that goals is really big for young people because I know I want a house by at least 22, and I know I want a Mercedes when I'm 25,
And
and
she'll
I
get
also
it.
know that I want my nails done, and I want to be able to get a massage, and I want to be able to take myself out to nice restaurants because that's what I want, and that's just the lifestyle I want. So I know what I have to do to get there. But I'm not any different from any young people. It's not like I just sit at home every weekend and I'm boring. No, I'm like a
No,
normal
honey,
young
you are
person.
different from every other young
Yep,
person.
you
Okay,
are.
You're doing a lot
I'm
of
different
things
in
that
some
other young
ways,
people are not doing.
but I do like, to still have fun
I
and
get you, Desiree.
keep my
I know
youth.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're one of a kind.
She reminds
you're a
me.
unicorn.
Oh my God, I'm at that age. She reminds me a lot of me when I was young. On my
Victoria was
own.
moving to San Antonio when I was born.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
when
right.
Desiree was born, I was already making a little home for myself. I just moved to San Antonio in my Mercedes. That was in 1990. So it was about 10 years old when I got it. But it was what I wanted. I set a goal for myself. I worked and I still had fun. But did I make the best choices in life? No, absolutely not. But you learn, live, you learn. And but what the point of the story is, the Desiree too, is making the point like people will make all the excuses in the world
Mhm.
to not do something. I don't have enough experience. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have this. I'm not skilled enough. I've only been doing this for 2 months. I've only been doing this. I'm scared. I can't talk in front of people. I've never done it before. Every single little excuse in the freaking book.
I have several friends that I've always tried to get into the insurance business. I've given them the book, trying to get them to sell, and they've always said the same thing. I don't think I can pass it. I haven't been in school in so long. I'm afraid to do public speaking. And maybe as we get older, our fear is more, not that we're just more fearful as we get older because if we fail, and I think as you're younger, you're more ambitious and you're not afraid of getting out there and getting dirty, which is great for Desiree and for the younger people. But for my friends that are out there that are afraid, this is a perfect example of you can do it,
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem is that people think that failure is a bad thing, but it actually is a good thing. I had a boss one time that told me, she goes, I'd rather you fail because I know you're at least trying, then you never fail, then I know you're not attempting.
Yeah.
So you fail forward, meaning you're going to fail and it's part of being the successful person. And most people who get stuck don't understand that you will fail. You will fail
on
time
everything.
and time and time again. And there's no way that you can get through life and be successful without failing.
Yeah. And it's the failing that's going to make you a better person. That's going to
Absolutely.
teach you.
Let's define failing. What do you think failing is?
I think failing is different for everyone. I got a divorce and I felt that was a failure on my part. I should have stayed. I should have sucked it up, buttercup, but that was me. And to me, that has been one of my biggest failures, getting a divorce. As far as my jobs and everything, I don't think I've ever failed because even if I didn't do them right, I continued doing it until I got it right. But failure is what everybody's definition of failure is different. I think it's their own personal.
I think I've failed my whole life and I've always made the best of it. Right. So I always joke around and I say I live life backwards. So I got pregnant really young. Then I met my husband. Then I got married. Then we bought a house. Then I got a real job. And so then here now I am, part of something really big with you. And so like now it's like literally I'm going backwards. And so it just, like she said, failure is different to everybody. But for myself, like I've understood that I'm going to fail and not let failure keep you where you're at, but again, propel you to move forward to know, okay, I failed. Now I'm not going to do it like this. Let me try it this way.
And I don't think I try never to feel that I have failed at something. I don't ever, my ex-husband, my divorce, I felt that as a failure. And since then, I've never done anything that I can say, man, I'm a failure, because I don't give myself, I won't ever feel myself as a failure. I'm not a failure. I'm going to accomplish what I want. And maybe I'm not going to do it at the same speed other people, or maybe I'm not even going to do it halfway, but I'm never going to feel as a failure on anything. I'm going to strive to do the best until either I do it or go on.
People will look at you and say, oh, that's a failure, right? So like I was thinking about this the other day, my grandmother who traveled to America, and I was thinking about this, right? And my sister and I were talking about it. We're like, God, she didn't get to do a lot of things I felt she could have done with her life, right? And I was like, in my head, I was thinking, no, this woman came from another country, came to America, did everything she needed to. She got all of her paperwork, and her and my grandfather became US citizens. They purchased a house. They were home buyers. People from a whole nother country. And yes, she may have not done as much as we thought she should have done, but now we get to carry the torch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now that goes on, right? So the same for myself. I will go further than my grandmother, than my mother, and then I will carry the torch and give it to my daughters, and they will do that. And so I think that's what they mean by the generations get better and better. They get richer, not necessarily monetarily, but in experiences and in life lessons, and you change that dynamic. So at least for myself, that's what that means. And again, everybody's definition is different.
What
And
do
there-
you think of failure?
Well, the reason I asked that question and see how everybody went off of their own or
Mhm.
feel there. The reason I asked the question is people talk a lot about fear. Okay. But what happens is they don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, if you're feeling some type of anxiety or you're scared or you're feeling like anxious or like overwhelmed, you got to define or figure out, reverse engineer it. Figure out okay, for me, I'll use an example, right? I run a business. It's not an easy task, but my fear is that my business will diminish, right? So then I start breaking it apart. Okay, well, what do you mean diminish? Well, I fear that I will lose all my employees. I'll no longer have a team. I'll go back to like not making any money. You start breaking it down, and then you can even piece it forward. Like, okay, well, why do you think you're going to lose your team? Well, maybe I'm not providing enough value. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe, and then I start thinking, well, I am doing enough, and I'm doing this. Okay, that's good. I get that out of the way. The next thing, well, what if I can't? What if I don't have revenue coming in? Well, what's the solution to that? Go make some more money. And how I can make some more money? I just got to go sell something. It don't matter what it is, right? So that's solved. Okay, let's say that I don't know. I mean, so you start piecing it apart, right? So if you're an independent agent, what's the fear? Well, I'm fearful of talking in front of people. Okay, why are you fearful of talking in front of people? Well, I'm afraid that they're going to laugh at me. Why are you afraid they're going to laugh at you? Well, because then it starts sounding silly when you
Well,
really break it.
What you're doing is you're putting your thoughts on trial.
Yeah, well, that's good. Dang,
That's-
Adriana.
Okay, girl. Done.
And that's not mine. Somebody told me that a while back because I had similar thoughts. They were not. I was going through something, and they were like, "Wait, well," and they did the same thing you did. You have to put your thoughts on trial.
Mhm.
You have to say, "Is that rational? Is that okay? Is that normal? What you do?
Yep.
Is that or the other?" So it's like. And again, it comes back down to you have to keep your mind strong, and so not and by that I mean surround yourself with well-intended people who are strong, who are critical but mean well, right? So like Sylvia and I don't always agree on everything, and so sometimes she'll
No,
she'll
you don't
stuff,
say.
and I really challenge what I think, and I'm sure she challenges what she says and what we think. And I told Victoria this the other day. I said, "Man, I'm really I feel like I'm really tough on Desiree," and she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "You're really nice to her and I'm really tough on her." But I think that her and I have that relationship where I am very critical of her, but I think it's because I hold her to a very high standard. I have that with people. I'm like, "Look, I know that you're capable of doing this. So I'm setting the bar this high," and she's risen to the occasion. Like she's risen and she's met me there. And I think that she's going to do really, really well.
Zach says Adriana is spitting facts on Friday.
Friday.
It's been a couple weeks, guys. I've been holding these in.
Yes, girl.
Melissa says, get the confidence and keep it. That's right. Get the confidence and keep it. Priscilla says, I feel the more you think about something, the bigger the fear becomes.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yes. You're right.
The things that you, what's that phrase? Well, the thought really does expand. So
the more
like
you focus on it, the more it
Oh,
expands.
yeah.
and that could go either way.
With everything.
So if you think about what's bad's going to happen, you typically start seeing more bad happen like crap.
Yeah.
I think most people can relate to financial.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let's give an example. If you're worried about money, we've all been there, all of us. There's not
Yes.
one of us in this room that
Mhm.
does not worry about money or that has not worried about money or that won't ever not worry about money.
Exactly.
So that being said, when you think about it, isn't it weird how you start getting calls? Hey, you have this traffic ticket that you never paid, or the electricity bills double.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Or all of a sudden you have this student loan that wasn't due until, and then all of a sudden now the bill's due, or whatever it might be for you, right? Maybe you have a debt that you're like, crap, I thought that payment was not going to start till 2 months, but it starts now. So that's financial worry, right? So whatever it is for you, you have to, it expands, it just expands, the thought expands. So same thing when you're doing good, when you're feeling good, you're on momentum, like Desiree, she's feeling good right now. She has these activities going. She's helping people. She's reaching her goals. And so it's going to expand because that's all she's thinking about. She's not thinking about how much she doesn't have. She's thinking about, holy crap, I'm so busy and I got to worry about next. What's next? What's my next activity? And she's not thinking about the goal at hand anymore. She's focusing on the activity, and that those thoughts expand. So the more you start thinking about what you don't have you ever noticed that you have a really bad month and all of a sudden things start falling apart? It never fails with me. That's why I've become really good. Like what you say, Adriana, is taking time to feel bad for yourself for like 15 minutes, but then moving on. Same thing with other people. Like if you're listening and you're a Medicare recipient and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to pay this bill? And then all of a sudden you start getting more bills. And then there's this medication that's super expensive now. This doesn't have anything to do with your age or where you're at in your life. All it matters is a person. Are you a human being? Are you a consciousness? And that thought expands. So you need to figure out a way to learn how to not focus on the bad stuff, right?
Or if it does happen, right? So it's not whatever happens to you, you have a choice. How are you going to react? Right? So if it happens to you, you have a choice. We all have choices, right? So you can either choose to panic and freak out, or you can choose to say, how am I going to figure this out?
And being accountable to ourselves.
Well, yeah, that too.
You know?
But I think for me, like, I think to myself, if something's happening, I have a choice. So I can either freak out or I can figure out a solution. So for me, I always tell my kids, there's a solution to every problem.
Yeah.
You're never going to like, it's not going to be the easiest. It's not going to be the cheapest, and it's not going to be the quickest, but there's a solution. So how can we fix this problem that we have? Right. Because yes, Desiree may be having a great month, but then next month it might not be so great. So then how does she react to that? So it's all about your mental reaction and how you're going to react to that. So she can say, it's okay. It's just a month. I'm going to get back on it next month and we're going to get right back to it.
Right.
So I think it has to do, again, back to your mindset and how you train yourself to go through these tasks and how you train yourself to get through events.
And not dwell so much on the bad. You know,
Yes.
like you said, if she does have a bad month, which we all do,
Yes.
instead of dwelling on it and thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to make any sales. It's already the 15th. Because I do that.
Yeah.
And then she
'Cause
ends up
I do
getting
that.
And then she ends the month really well because
but-
I'm like,
But I'm used to it. And as a new agent, she might not. So as long as we don't dwell on that and we say, okay, it's a bad month, let's finish this month off. It's over. Let's look ahead. Let's look at next month. What am I going to do next month that I didn't do this month? Why didn't I make sales this month? Why was I not out there? Did I not have enough events? Did I not make enough calls? So we have to look at ourselves. I have to hold myself accountable for each month that I have, whether it's good or bad.
yeah,
You know?
I was having this moment the other day and I was like, snap out of it. That's what tells me that we're all human. Because I'm like, I'm
You're a robot.
Are you Wonder Woman?
But I would consider myself, and I know if you're listening, you're probably like, oh my God, here we go, Victoria. But I would consider myself of above normal emotional intelligence. Like here on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably about a 5 when I could be at an 8 or 9. But most people are at a 2. I think I'm at a 5 in some cases. In my personal life, maybe not. But my business life, I try to remain. And I had a moment the other day because when things are not going right, the first thing you do is you start thinking, pointing fingers, not like physically, but I start thinking about decisions that I've made and making sure, you're like, okay, did I do this? Did I do that? And then you start naturally pointing fingers. So if I do that, if I did that for a brief second, I know for a fact everybody does that.
Oh, yeah.
And so the first thing when you're not meeting your goals is you start looking at whose fault is it other than me? So there's not a lot of accountability. So the first thing is you got to take accountability for every freaking thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. And so what I'm trying to say is that if you're not taking accountability for everything that you do, it's going to continue to snowball. Now, Desiree, let me ask you, because I know I want to ask, because people want to know. There's agents listening that are young. There's agents listening, or even you don't have to be an agent. You can be somebody starting in a new career path. What would you tell young people? Because there's this big misconception that the young people have to have a college degree. That, not to say that you need to quit school, right? I'm not advocating that
Don't
at
start
all.
sending her hate mail about that. Okay.
but because there's a big misconception out there that, and I see this a lot with young kids like your age, like they think they don't deserve a good job other than getting paid a normal, like, minimum wage salary. Or, I mean, there's some on the opposite that think they should be CEO right away, right? But what can you tell those people that are that think they're not qualified enough? What would you tell them? What would be some good? Give us two things that they can physically do, that if they don't feel experienced enough to do it, what can they do?
I would say one, just realize I'm on my own path. I'm not like anybody else. So, yes, my friends went to school. Some of them didn't, right? I was one of the ones that went. I didn't like it, and that's okay. If I didn't want to go to school, then that doesn't mean that there's nothing out there for me. And I found this for me, but there's a lot of other jobs that you don't have to have a degree, or maybe you do want a degree and your choice is, I want to go to school and I just want to work really, really part-time or waitress at nights, and that's okay too. Nobody's to tell us, especially young people, we're in a new generation and a new way of life and new technology, that this way is better than that way. So as long as you're being able to support yourself, or go on the path you want. At the end of the day, you're on the right path for yourself. And also, if you're going into another industry and it's new, just stand your ground. Don't let people push you around because you're young, or because you're the new girl, or because they feel like they're superior to you because they're older than you. Because at the end of the day, Adriana always tells me this, they were in the same spot as you. So everyone had to start where you were one day, and at the end of the day, y'all work for the same company. You work for the same place. So what's the difference between me and you besides our age? So nothing makes you less qualified. Just have confidence and be okay with where you're at, but also push forward to where you want to be.
And what are some tactical things that they can do, as far as, like, should they be actively, like, looking for jobs? Should they be actively trying things out? Should they listen to their parents and and like they, like, not just like in general? What's a tactical thing that they could do? Should they pick up the phone and start networking with their friends, or networking with their network? What's a tactical thing that let's say somebody's listening right now, and that's around that 18 to 24 age, and they're like, man, I'm really stuck. I hate my job. I'm not happy. I'm getting, and of course, don't be, you got to, like, put in the work, right? But what's something tactical that they can actually do?
You can pick up the phone and call jobs. You can see what's out there for you. You can do internships if you'd like. I did an internship at a dental office because I do have like my dental assistant degree. I did an internship. I didn't like it, so it wasn't for me, but I could have went back if I wanted to. So putting yourself out there, definitely. Networking and not networking with your friends, they're probably not going to get you anywhere. But people that are going to get you somewhere that have something to offer you, because then those connections are really easy for especially jobs or careers. They might work somewhere and be like, oh, well, we have an opening. Would you like to come? I could put in a referral to you. And then that's the biggest way to get a job. It's the easiest way of obviously getting referred versus putting applications everywhere. But if you don't have that access, then putting applications, if you really feel stuck, trying something new. Don't quit after the first day because you don't like it, or the first month. Just try it out for a little bit longer and then really see if that's for you. And if it's not, then find something else. And eventually you'll get there.
And one last question. If there's people that are older listening, that are actually small business owners, what do you say about them hiring young people without a lot of experience in that particular field?
I think that honestly, if you hire young people without a lot of experience, it's going to work out very well for you in some cases. I'm not saying all, but obviously our younger generation is up to date with technology. We can help you if you're older, see what's going on out there, do marketing tips
Yep,
that
she
are
broke
going
up.
to market to the new
Hold on, hold on,
generations
hold
coming
on.
in, and then
Desiree,
you
hold
have
on,
the
hold.
older experience, so we can combine both of those, as well as someone with not a lot of experience is more eager to learn in other cases, instead of someone going in there and being like, well, I already know and I don't want to listen to you. They're more
Right.
eager to listen to you and learn, and you're able to shape them into this person that you want them to be for your company.
Exactly.
So Victoria and Adriana shaped me into what they wanted to be as an agent, and now I'm that. I'm their
Hey,
product.
I was gonna say, it's fair to say, I think it's very fair to say that Victoria took a chance on both of us, and she
Mhm.
and she what you were saying. I'm
It's
getting all tongue tied because I'm going to get emotional too. I think it has a lot to do with being connected to the right people, like you said. So, like for me, it was my sister. My sister knew Victoria, who her best friends is best friends with her, and you knew. We all kind of were tied to Victoria in some weird way, and we all kind of ended up with her. And she took a chance on us. You know, for
Mhm.
all she knew, we could have been the biggest screw ups in the world, and you know, burned down our company to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for that. I
yeah.
think we both took a chance. You took a chance. You went to school. You didn't like it. I left a company that I worked for 10 years. And my brother-in-law is the only one that really said this to me. And I never really thought about it because I think I'm a very strategic person. I don't take a lot of chances. If I don't, I have to not think about it for too much. And when I decided to leave, I remember when I first started with Victoria, he was standing outside the garage. And he's like, "Hey," he's like, "I want to tell you, I'm really proud of you," because that's how he talks. And I said, "Oh, thanks." And he's like, "You just left your job of 10 years and went to go work at something completely different." And I was like, "Yeah." And I really hadn't thought about it.
Mhm.
I think because Victoria made it so simple and easy, and I felt comfortable with her and I trusted her. I think that's another big thing too, is that you trust the people that you're around. And I think for myself, I trust everybody in this room. Um, I trust Desiree. I trust them. And I think that's a really, really big thing. And I think that's why we're very, very, for lack of better words, very picky about who we bring onto our team, because we want to make sure that we protect that environment of the
Mhm.
people that we work with. Even Zach, I trust him. Like, so we have to be able to trust the people we surround ourselves with and know that at the end of the day, they have our best interest at heart. And I think Victoria, whether she says this fails or not, I'll go down with you. I'll sink in that ship with you. Hey, so I'm here for the long run. You know, I always tell her that. I'm like, "Hey, Victoria, I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me for the rest of the rest of your life. Like, whether
Mhm.
which I know it's not going to, but you know, knowing that the people that you're around with, that they have your best interest at heart. That's the most
Even
important thing.
if we quit the insurance biz and go open up a taco truck.
Oh
There
yeah,
you go.
I know we're all gonna go.
A wine
We're gonna
bar.
go
I
apply
will
at
be,
the same
I will
job.
be dishing out tacos left and right.
We will have the cleanest taco truck
Oh,
between
yeah.
between you and my wife. We will have the cleanest taco truck.
Oh yeah, for sure. If Mila doesn't eat all the tacos,
Yeah, she'll get all the
she'll be our number
leftovers.
one. She'll be our number one customer.
Well, Desiree dropped some. I don't know what happened to her camera, but she definitely dropped some knowledge. There she is. She's back. She definitely dropped some knowledge for everybody that was listening, because she bring a younger person. Well, I mean, she does. She sounds like a
She's-
29-year-old, to be honest. But that's how old you
She's
are,
very
right?
mature.
You're 29?
old are
I'm
you?
25.
Okay, 25.
Whoa, she's like 40.
25.
I'm just kidding.
It's 26.
So so if you missed part of the show, I think this was not more about insurance, but this was more about just life and how to get things done without getting that paralysis by analysis type deal, right? And getting over the fear of doing things. That's honestly the my fear was the fear of like not having enough money to pay my bills. And so I didn't have a choice. I had to go make something happen because at the time, when I bought my house, I was 25 and I had a mortgage payment. At the time, it was funny because at 25, I thought $900 was like $2,000. At the time, 950
And now
bucks.
you're like, damn, I wish my mortgage was
I was like,
know,
damn,
I wish my house was that
that's like my
much.
car payment now. But like, I wish it happened to us, but there we go. But you're definitely beyond your years. But I'm glad you popped on because I think there was somebody in here that needed to hear that message. I'm sure either it was somebody listening live or somebody listening later in the YouTube channel, because we do get people that go back and listen to the channel. And is there anything that you want to leave the audience? And my dog's here, so she's pulling on stuff. So if things are getting disconnected.
Mila.
I would say balance your work life and your personal life as well too. We always talk about this in the office, and Adriana always tells me to take care of myself, but I worked really hard this week, so I'm ready to have a good weekend. I'm going to Austin. I'm going to have lots of fun. So I think it's important that at the end of a long work week, I reward myself.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
work
important
hard
for
and
everyone.
you take
Work
care of
hard,
yourself
play hard.
Play
Yeah.
hard.
All right, Desiree, we'll see you in a
Everyone
second.
do that. Everyone go like
We'll
this.
see you around the corner.
Bye.
That's crazy, right? How young Desiree is.
I know. She's so young. She's a baby.
But that's so I like that, because if there's somebody out there that's listening that's not as young as Desiree, and it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your skill set, it doesn't matter your experience, it doesn't matter the years that you've been or tenure. All that matters is what I've learned in this life is you just got to freaking do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it and
don't
listen to.
don't be afraid.
Listen, because you never know, right? Desiree teaches me things every day.
Yeah.
And even though she's so young, she has something to offer the world. And if you're so dismissive of people because of their age and think they have nothing to offer, you're so badly mistaken.
You're a part of the
Yep.
problem.
Yep.
Because there are old people who don't know shit, excuse my language, who think they know everything and they think they offer the world. And guess what? Desiree probably has more knowledge in her
Yep.
19 years than a 60-year-old person does. And if you get offended, then it applies to you. I'm sorry. That's just the way it works in this office. If you get offended, it applies to you. But I'm a big believer. My 5-year-old has a lot to teach me: patience, kindness, understanding. So if you think that somebody just because they're younger than you doesn't have something to offer, you're badly mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys were already at the end of the show? Is there anything that you want to leave off with the audience before we go?
It was a great show. I'm so glad that she decided to come up to come on the show. Yeah. That I'm so glad we were trying to get her to do it in here with us. And she's like, no, I'm not prepared. I don't look right. I'm like, go put some lipstick and get on the video.
I
But
kind of
she
like
did.
the idea of, what do y'all think about us putting that in the comments for people to randomly join? What do y'all think about
Yeah, I think that's great.
I think that'll
Yes.
be a way, because we're always trying to get guests, and now you really
Yeah,
we can make it happen.
That worked.
Yeah, we're gonna start putting the link in to join. So what happens is you won't pop on the camera right away, just to let you know. So next week we'll put the link in, and if you click on the link, you'll go into our little waiting room, and I get to decide if you come in.
We're gonna do the lottery.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I like that.
Guys, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen and taking the time to share and comment and be engaging with our live show. And if there's anything that we can do for you, let us know within reason.
We're gonna be like those car commercials.
I get people often like ask me, can you talk with me about, and they're not in my team, or like and I'm like, yes, but just be aware. Like, if you're going to take people's time, just be considerate of that. Right. But anything that y'all need, we are here to help.
Right.
All right. But if there's anything, please join us next week on Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Sylvia may not be here. So we'll get a little fill in, but we definitely will be here next Friday. So if there's anything, guys, be sure to like the show, share the show. As always, we love you. We wish you the best. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next Friday.
See you next Friday. Maybe.
Bye.
Bye.